I am back in the Greater Kruger National Park in Klasiri Private Nature Reserve hosting a workshop for our company Wildest Kruger Safaris with some fantastic guests, and we've had such an incredible time so far. And I want to take you with me on a day on safari so that you get an idea of what a day on safari can look like in the Greater Kruger. Good morning. So that's Craig, my fiance. We work together. He's a guide, and he's usually a bit grumpy before he has his first cup of coffee, so I'll leave him alone. Well, speaking of which... Oh no. Oh no. Stop. Oh no. I just wanted to wake the screen for the video and then it started. And I accidentally clicked something. It is windy this morning. I'd like to come down a little earlier to have a moment for myself and my coffee. And then the guest will be joining just now. We'll have probably another cup of coffee. And then we'll head out for morning game.
I put a hearing aids in a whip.
That's
I gotta hold this little baby again.
Yeah, sure. You're on my vlog now. Tell the viewers, what do you think of the 300?
I think it's absolutely superb. Light, small, razor sharp. I'll have to get approval from my wife. But,
From the accountant.
Exactly from the accountant. But it is a superb lens. One day I will have this.
Once everyone is on the vehicle ready to go, Craig talks through the game plan, and today we are looking for
more. I'm not saying they
leopard.
hunt more. Leopard's always hunting. They're opportunists, but they're more successful in windy conditions because animals can't see because it was dark because of the cloud cover, and they can't hear because of the wind. So I want to go try an area in the north for a female we call Karula. It's also a good area to look for rhino and elephants. And giraffe. So I know we're keen on giraffe. So
while out on game drive, Craig and professional tracker Peter, who sits at the very front of the car, works very closely together to look for animals for us to photograph. Peter sits at the very front of the car in order to spot tracks and signs that are on the road before we drive over it. So he's looking for fresh signs of animals that have crossed the road that they could potentially follow up on. And while they work very hard to find the animals for us to photograph, I'm helping the guests with their settings on their cameras and compositional ideas and things to think about when we are photographing different animals out in the field. Yeah, it's really beautiful light and quite a cool, dark background there with those stormy clouds. Remember to bring up your shutter speed to maybe 4,000 or so.
1,000.
That's brilliant.
Pictures.
I love the composition as well. How cool is that?
I wouldn't have remembered to put the
Yeah.
speed up.
Yeah, that's what I'm here for. Possibly a high key opportunity even if it turns around again. If you're including the environment, we'll make sure you get the whole giraffe. After spending some lovely time photographing Impala in beautiful light and the lilac-breasted roller, Craig and Peter found fresh leopard tracks on the road and started tracking this female leopard. What you seeing, Peter?
Just leopard tracks.
Mafazi Ingwe.
Yeah.
Did you hear what Craig said? They found tracks for female leopard.
I'm excited to see a female leopard. Any leopard, really.
Yeah, well, if we find it.
Yes.
Tracking is honestly one of my absolute favorite parts of a safari. It takes incredible skill to be able to track down an animal, but at the same time, it also takes a lot of luck, and the thrill is like nothing else because you just never know when or if you'll be able to find it.
Cross behind us. The tracks are on top of our vehicle track. From literally, we missed her by seconds. She crossed, I'll show you, she's on top of our vehicle track. Just when we were looking at the kudus, she was crossing behind us.
No way.
Since this leopard was not playing ball with us, we decided to stop for a cup of coffee instead.
I know, like with that leopard that we were tracking this morning, I think we were very close and hot on her heels, but she crossed the road behind us and disappeared. Yeah, very frustrating seeing her tracks on top of our vehicle tracks, but yeah, that's sometimes just how the bush works, eh? And honestly, I just love the tracking part so much that I really, really enjoy just that part of it. And that's the thing. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. That's the animals have to play their part as well. But a lovely morning with lots of other things. So I think it's been really great. And then who knows, maybe lucky this afternoon. But so far, so good.
But little did we know that on the way home to the lodge, nature would finally reward our efforts. Since you guys have been asking, let me just show you how I organize my files and how that works a little bit. I've named them usually the month and the trip that I was on. I will never remember the specific date, but I will remember what trip it was on and if it was here or wherever it might have been. So this is how I organize it. I find it the easiest way, but these are just my raw files, okay? Okay, I've just finished my little editing session. Now, in between game drives, I do editing and presentations and stuff, just to kind of cover the technical side of photography and all of that, as well as the techniques we use out in the field. And then it's time to head out on game drive again. We are hoping that maybe we can see some wild dog puppies this afternoon. We're waiting for confirmation about if the adults have been around at the den, because we can't go there without the adults being there, because we don't want to disturb the puppies. And if we get the update from other vehicles that they have been there, then we'll go and have a look. So fingers crossed.
And we'll go check out, see what's happening in the dog den. Like anything in life, there's no guarantees. Maybe the pups are not up, maybe the adults aren't there, but let's give it a go,
Ready for some doggies, baby? Okay, 2000 shutter speeds, guys, because wild dogs do move really fast. Zero exposure compensation, and then we'll see what we can do. At first, when we got there, we could only see a little bit of the dogs through some bushes, but still truly special to see them, especially once the pups came. They right in the bushes in front of us here as well. Do you see the tails flicking? Yeah, sorry guys, I don't have much creative composition ideas here. Yeah, it's kind of one of those sightings that you also just enjoy. But after waiting for a while, the adults came out on the road and we managed to get a beautiful sighting. This is the thing with dogs, they are so quick. You have to be super on it. So it's just fast shutter speeds and just grab the opportunity when it occurs. Here it comes again. You got it. You got it.
it's crazy. They are one of the toughest animals to photograph out here. They're just so fast. They move so quick. They have a mix of dark and light colors in their fur, so they're difficult to expose for. Difficult to predict where they're going to go, what they're going to do. So if you got any photos, well done. Yo, what an afternoon. Those dogs, absolutely magical. And yeah, honestly, couldn't have asked for a better finish to this day. Amazing stuff. Now it's time for a drink and watching the sunset, celebrating.
But nature had other plans for us. We barely got to finish our drink when we heard the dogs again.
Okay, just interrupted by some dogs. Let's go see some wild dogs!
This next part is not for sensitive viewers.
Craig, do you hear them? Here, behind us! That's a hyena, they're chasing a hyena. It's got to kill. Oh my word!
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, there's a lion.
There's a lion. Oh my God.
Jesus. Oh my word.
Is she gonna hear us? No.
Station's hasn't got it.
What just happened?
It was a jackal.
That was absolutely crazy. Are you shaking? Are you okay? I've never seen anything like that. That's crazy. Oh, no. That's okay. You're allowed to say bad words in this situation. Oh yeah, so they eat like this.
I thought the hyena's face was fully bloody.
Because
So
they
it
stick their
feels-
face.
I know. But
Yeah.
I feel like it killed it. Dogs took it. Lions stole it.
So it's not impossible, but I doubt that dogs would attack a hyena for a kill and try. 90% of the time, it's the opposite way around.
Got it. So the dogs killed it.
Yes, hyena
Hyena
stole it.
stole it.
They're trying to steal it back, and then the lion came.
Okay. Hyenas heard that, came in, started harassing. The hyena had the carcass, and then the wild dogs were biting them from behind. And then Jeff over here had 2 drinks in his hands, and I kind of said to him, "You need to dump that now because you're gonna want to photograph it."
Holding his drink for him.
I was saying
And then obviously we saw the rest happen. Lioness obviously also heard the chaos and came
Did you
and
think
grabbed
about
her.
where she came from?
She came from where we were having drinks.
Yeah.
No.
Anybody could have peed on her.
Yeah, I know, but
Just
I don't
saying.
think she was a bit further away.
That is one of the absolute wildest days I've had in the bush. I can't believe I chose this day to do this day on safari vlog, because I have to, as a disclaimer, that is not a normal representation of what a normal day on safari is like, because these things you do not see all these things in one day. Just absolutely crazy. I forgot to mention as well, on the way home we saw a caracol as well. I didn't get any photos or videos, so I can't show you guys, but I promise you saw it. Yeah, that's only my 3rd time seeing one in the wild. Incredible, absolutely incredible. Just still, riding this high from these sightings, just can't believe it. And feel very fortunate that we had these sightings. It's been incredible. What a day.
It was then time to finish up this incredible day with a lovely dinner in the Boma and a few drinks to celebrate.
Cheers to the most incredible day.
Yeah, cheers.
Fantastic.
A goodie, guys. A goodie.